Yeah, yeah.
I was trying to read the line.
I am probably, did we split up the younger?
Tomorrow will be last time for us.
Is that effective?
Tomorrow what?
I was gonna say, they needed now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Needed now.
Okay. I think I moved that really far away. That's good. Oh, sorry, my ring already closed. Class is over.
No, mine hasn't.
Oh, fine.
Mine hasn't, so we gotta go.
All right. All right, so welcome. I'm happy to see some new faces and faces I haven't seen since last year. So cliche, but no, I'm really happy to see you all. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michelle, and I appreciate that you took time out of your day to come be a part of our community. So our philosophy with yoga is that you make it your own practice. You do what you can, what you want, and you can modify the poses any way, more difficult, or you can make them easier. Just make it comfortable for your body. And we like to start the practice by just being comfortable in your seat and finding your breath. So just listen to the sound of your own breath. And as you're doing that, you're trying to bring your awareness, your mind, your focus just to this mat, right here and right now. Trying to get rid of all of those other thoughts that are bouncing around in your head. Maybe think of with every exhale, just putting one more thing aside. Press both palms together at your heart center and let the chin sink to the chest. And set an intention for your practice today. So just think about what brought you here to your mat and what you hope to get out of your time here this evening. Then we'll lift our heads and release the hands down to the earth. And we'll begin just with our breath. Your arms will follow your breath. As we inhale, we're going to lift up. Exhale, open, and exhale the whole time. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Keeping the left hand planted, the right arm is going to reach up and over for a side stretch. Keep that right hip nice and heavy, and your right shoulder is going to open up so that your shoulders are stacked. Relax your left elbow. With every exhale, try to just surrender a little bit more. And we're gonna come up through center, and left hand will reach up and over for a side stretch to the right. And now we're just gonna go back and forth, just flowing with your breath. Take your time. Do one more on each side. And then walk the hands forward, letting both elbows just relax towards the earth. And wherever you end up, relax the neck and let the head hang heavy. Walk the hands back so we sit up nice and tall, and switch which foot you have in front. We'll be doing twists this time, so the right hand will come to that left knee. Left hand is going to wrap around the body. Look over that left shoulder. Release your bind and we'll go directly to the other side. Let's go back and forth a few times, just following your breath. One more on each side. And again, we'll walk the hands forward, sinking the elbows, relaxing the neck, head hangs heavy. Walk the hands back so we sit up nice and tall. And extend both legs forward into your staff pose. As we sit in staff, try to tilt that pelvis forward, and you'll feel all of those muscles in the back of your leg extend. Point and flex the feet. Feel the energy coming out of the crown of your head, lifting you up, lengthening the spine. And just relax the legs out. And with your next exhale, surrender into a forward fold. Don't pull, don't bounce, just relax. And with every exhale, let go a little bit more. Roll all the way up to a seated position. Draw the right leg in with you. Let it cross over. And you're going to hug with that left arm. Support yourself behind you with the right and look over that right shoulder. As we release the bind, we're going to rock the baby here. So that right knee is going to go into the crook of the arm of your elbow. And you can start with the hand grabbing your foot, and you can just move your leg this way. If you like a little bit more of a challenge, you can see if you can get your foot into the crook of the left elbow and really try to rock your baby. It's still about the hip movement though, so don't compromise your back or your spine just to try to get your leg a little bit higher. All right, and go ahead and release that leg down. Draw the left leg in, give it a good hug. And let it cross over. Right arm hugs that thigh to the chest. Left hand supports you as you look over your left shoulder. And again, release the bind. Left knee into the crook of that left elbow, and we can start with the hand if you want. And if that already feels good and you're getting some good movement there, you can stay there. Or if you want to challenge, you can put the foot into the crook of the right elbow. Let's go ahead and release the foot down, and we'll swing both legs around so we can come to a tabletop position or all fours. We want to position ourselves so our shoulders are in line with the wrists and so that our hips are in line with the knees, hip distance apart. Actively push out of your shoulders. Don't let yourself sink in. You want to keep them pushing away from the earth. And we'll begin with what's called a cat-cow breath. As you inhale, drop your belly, open your chest, and look forward. This is our cow position. And then we're going to tuck in the tailbone, tuck in the chin as you exhale into cat. Inhale, return to cow. And just go back and forth between the two breaths, alternating your poses to go with it. This is already a great stretch, so if it feels good, stay put. If you want to add movement here, what we're going to do is as we inhale, we'll sink the hips back. As you exhale, roll back up to your tabletop. And one more set here. Meet in a neutral spine with a flat back. Toes are going to touch. Walk your knees out as wide as your mat and sink your hips back to your heels. Hands are going to stretch forward as far as you can get them before sinking your forehead towards the mat. If this is not comfortable for you tonight, if you need more support, you can always pull those arms back and just rest your forehead on your arms or on your fists, whatever feels good for you. You're going to walk the hands back to the body. You can draw the knees back together and interlace the fingers. Press the palms away. You can stay upright if you need to, if that feels better for your knees, or if you can sit back. Raise the hands up to the sky. And then open the arms wide. Clasp the fingers back behind you, and we'll do a shoulder rinse. Open up the chest, maybe look up a little bit. As you relax the arms, draw both hands over to your right hip. And your right ear is going to lean to the right shoulder. Draw the head up to center first. You can move the hands over to the left hip, left ear to the left shoulder. And come back to center. As you release the hands, you can bring them in front if you want to roll out your wrists a little bit. Maybe roll out the neck a little bit. That's like patting your tummy, you know. All right. And we're going to go back up into our tabletop position. Lock the hands forward. And then we're going to drop the chest down to the mat. This is called a puppy pose. So you want to try to keep your knees in line with the hips. Keep your belly pulled in. And then push yourself all the way forward. You're going to come onto your mat so that you find your Sphinx pose. So when we're on Sphinx, our shoulder is in line with our elbow, and we're pressing into those shoulders. And we did this last week. We're going to roll up onto that right shoulder. Oh, shoulder. How about hip? That other body part there. And roll onto the left. Back and forth here. And back to center. Slide the hands back so they're in line with their shoulders. And press up to a cobra. This is a little back bend here. Elbows are pressing in, shoulders are pressing down, and you're looking forward. Exhale as you float back down to the mat. Inhale, press back up to cobra. Exhale, back down. The last one, we're going to press up to cobra. Now this time, as we exhale, we're going to lift up the hips, tuck your toes, and lift the hips all the way up to what's called the downward facing dog. And we walk our dogs out to start with, so you press one heel in at a time, Think of an upside down V here. That's what we're gonna go for. But get everything stretched and moving first. Maybe nod and shake the head. Move the hips a little bit. Make sure the backs of the legs are nice and stretched out. And once things start feeling good, you can find your stillness. If downward facing dog is too much of an inversion for you, you can always just stay in tabletop position. Whenever I say downward facing dog, just go right to tabletop instead. That's all fours. If you are in downward facing dog, you're looking out past your feet. That pelvis is tilted forward like we did when we were sitting in our staff pose. And our heels are pressing towards the mat. It's completely normal and fine if your knees are slightly bent and if your heels are still up here. Soften the knees, so go ahead and bend them a little bit. And you're going to walk the feet up to the hands, keeping that gentle bend in the knees so you can rest your chest on your thighs in a forward fold. Really try to release from the waist up as we find a rag doll. You can keep your hands on the earth so you have your stability. If you feel like you have good balance tonight, or at least balance for this, you can grab your opposite elbows and just hang out for a moment. Release the hands down to the earth, bend the knees deeply as we begin to roll up to standing position. Straighten your back one vertebra at a time, your head the last thing that comes up. We're standing in what's called the mountain pose, one of our power poses. Imagine you feel energy streaming down the back. You don't want to get in the way of that energy, so we tilt the pelvis under here. When we come to the earth, you want to make sure all four corners of your feet have equal weight to them. And that energy flows up the front. So activate the thighs, so tighten the thigh muscles. They lift up off of the knees, bringing you to your core. Make sure your core is engaged and our shoulders are pressing down and back. Inhale both hands all the way up. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to plant our hands onto the mat and step way back to that downward facing dog. Shift our weight just a little bit onto that left foot so we can lift the right leg up. It doesn't have to go super high. Just goes up. This is a three-legged dog. Soften that knee as we draw the knee into the nose and swing your foot through in between the hands. First to a low lunge just to get our position correct. And then you can drop our back knee, lifting up to a crescent. So once you get your balance here, maybe lift your hands up as well. Take your time. Release both hands down to the mat and shift our weight back for our half split. So our weight goes onto that left leg, the right leg straightens as much as you want or can. And if you want, you can pull those toes up off of the mat. Then your only job is to relax. Think about the crown of the head going to the top of the mat. Just like we did in the beginning with that flow back and forth, we're going to go back and forth here. Shift your weight forward to your crescent, lifting the head up for a moment. Shift your weight back for the half split. We're going to go back and forth. And the next time we come forward, we're going to sweep both hands up again. The right hand is going to keep going. And again, wrap around your back. Left hand reaches up to the sky. Bring that left hand down to the mat, and the right arm will swing up for our spinal twist. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. Right hand comes down, so we're back in that low lunge again. Bring your right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Shift your weight to the right foot, left foot raises, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, swing your foot in between the hands, find your low lunge, and drop your back knee. Make your way up, and once you have your balance, maybe your hands can come up as well. Exhale as we release both hands down to the mat. Shift our weight back to the right leg as we straighten the left, pulling the toes up off of the mat. Exhale as you relax the crown of the head towards the top of the mat in a half split. We'll go into the flow back and forth between the two. Shift your weight forward and back. And the next time you come to the front, we'll swing those arms all the way up. Left hand will continue around, wrap around the back. Right hand reaches to the sky. Right hand will come down to your mat. Left hand up to the sky in a spinal twist. So shoulders are nice and open. You're trying to get your hands as far apart from each other as you can. Tuck the toes of your back foot and lift your back knee. left hand will come down and bring that left foot back to meet the right into a plank. We're going to do a vinyasa flow here. You can just push your hips up to a down dog and hang out. You can go down into a tabletop and hang out. Whatever you'd like to do. Or you can try a vinyasa flow. And what that means is you're going to lower down to the mat. So if you want to drop your knees, you can. If you want to do a full plank and chaturanga, you can. But we're going to exhale down to the mat. Inhale right into a cobra. Exhale, pull those hips up. And everybody, let's make our way to a downward facing dog. So, bend both knees deeply and look to the top of your mat, and you're going to make your way there however you want. You can take your little steps. You can take a giant step. Maybe you can hop or jump. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. We're going to bring our hands through our heart center, open up alongside into mountain pose. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to your downward facing dog. Shift your weight to the left foot, right foot raises, three-legged dog. Now this time when we step through, we're going to step through just about like halfway, because we're going to do what's called a pyramid pose. So the feet aren't quite up to the hands. Relax that back heel down. We're just sort of relaxing the crown of the head down towards the earth. You can stay right here and support yourself. If you want, you can bring your hands back behind you and let them fall over your head. We're going to step up into a warrior three. So if you want to just push up into that and keep your hands locked, you are more than welcome. Otherwise, we're going to put our hands down, gently push off with your left foot, and lift it up off of the earth. Your goal is to make a T with your body. So your foot eventually will be the only thing that's making contact with the earth. It's okay if your hands are down. Soften your front knee, soften the back knee, and we're going to bring that left knee behind the right knee. And then straighten up once more, extend back into your warrior three. Step all the way back, and we're going to find a high lunge. So high lunge, hips are facing the front. Feet are both parallel and that back heel is lifted up. And we can lift the arms once you feel stable. You can always keep them down at your waist if that makes you feel more steady. Whatever feels good. The right hand will stay up. Left hand is going to come back around. Oh, I went into a warrior one. All right, we'll cartwheel both hands down to the inside of your right foot. We're going to come right into a lizard lunge. So that just means both hands to the inside of the right foot. You can keep your left knee lifted. You can lower it down if you like a more therapeutic version of this. Whatever feels good for you. You can even try a twisted one where your right hand can reach back towards your foot. And now we're gonna see if we can push off with that back foot to bring your foot to the outside of the left hand. And come right down into a yogi squat. Easy peasy, right? It's okay, take as many steps as you need. We're gonna be pressing the knees open with the elbows. Hands come to your heart center. Extend the spine long. Lower your hands down to the mat, and as we lift up again, we're going to just step back to our downward facing dog. That one was easier, the stepping back. All right, shift your weight to the right foot, left foot raises, three-legged dog. And it'll go to that pyramid again, so it only goes not quite to the hands. Shift your weight so you're comfortable. You can always keep your hands down on the earth. You can walk your hands up your legs if you need that. Whatever feels good here. If you want to try that bind here, interlace your fingers and let the hands fall over the head. Release the hands, or if you want the advanced one, keep them interlaced, and you're going to push into your warrior three. So we just lift that right foot up off of the earth. And then we're going to bring that right knee behind the left, gently bending both. Extend the right leg out once more. And step back. And I think it was more comfortable to do warrior one instead of being parallel. So whichever is better for you. If you want to do the warrior one, your foot's at an angle, but that heel can be down then. So, whichever works for you. Our hands are first up. And then did we do now the right hand will come back? Yeah? Now we're going to cartwheel both hands to the inside of that left foot into your lizard lunge. Your version, whatever it looks like, it's beautiful. You are, go ahead and tuck your toes so you can lift that back knee. And we're going to push off with that right foot. And once again, come into that yogi squat. If your heels are up, that's completely fine. If you can get them down, that's what you're going for eventually. So you might need to widen your stance. Remember, even though we're sitting down, our energy is pressing up. And both hands will come down to the mat, pressing the hips up to the sky. And that right hand is going to come to the left foot. Just a mini little twist here. Left hand will come up. And we'll come through center, that left hand to the right foot. Right hand reaches up. Both hands down to your mat. Step back to your downward facing dog. You can hang out here or do one more vinyasa flow if you want to. Exhale, lower to your mat. Inhale, up to your back end of choice. Exhale, return to your downward facing dog. Bend both knees and lower to your mat. Sink the hips back to the heel, child's pose. Forehead rests on the mat. You can bring both arms back alongside the body if you want, or you can leave them extended, whatever feels good for you. If you do have your hands back, we're going to extend that left hand long in front of you, so towards the top of the mat. Our right hand is going to thread underneath that left. And you're going to rest the side of your head on the right side there. Unthread your needle, extend that right hand out, and now the left arm will thread underneath the right. You can draw that right hand back so you can press yourself up, and we'll swing the legs around and come to a seated position. Scooch down to your mat so you can lay down without falling off your mat that way. Hands are back behind your thighs. And you're going to rock back and forth here. Keep extending the back, and the energy's coming out of the crown of your head. And you're going to find that spot on your tailbone where you're able to balance. See if you can find that. And if you're able, you can stay here. And again, like always, wherever it feels good, you're stopping. You could try to lift the legs if that is in your practice tonight. And maybe even let go of the legs. One step at a time. Release the feet down to the mat and go ahead and roll yourself all the way down to your back. Keep your knees bent and your feet planted on the earth. And extend your right foot up to the sky and begin making circles with the ankle. And we'll go in the opposite direction. Bend your right knee so it comes towards your right shoulder. Flex your foot so it's flat to the ceiling, and that right hand is going to grab the outside of that right foot. Just pull it as far as you can, and we'll do our half of a happy baby. Just gently rock side to side. And just release that right foot down to the earth. Left foot up to the sky. And make your ankle circles. We'll go in the opposite direction. And the same idea, that left knee down to the left shoulder. Reach up to the outside of the left foot and gently rock side to side. Release your left foot down to the earth. Cross your right leg over the left. Just cross. You can keep it just here. If you're able to do full eagle legs, that means you wrap that foot all the way around once more. Keep your arms out to your side to anchor you. And we are going to let both legs fall over to the left side. Keep your shoulders anchored. So your legs probably or might not go all the way over and touch. They just might go a little bit. Just make sure you're breathing and relaxing. If it feels good, you can look over that right shoulder. Draw your head up to center first, and then we'll draw the legs. Untangle that cross. And we're going to take the left leg and cross it over the right. Same thing, if it feels good and you can, maybe go into your full eagle legs. And let both legs fall over to the right side. If it's comfortable, look over your left shoulder. Bring your head up to center first, and then draw your legs. Untangle your twist. Walk your heels as close to your bottom or your sits bones as you can get them. Maybe a little bit wider than your hip distance apart. Bring your arms down alongside your body with the palms into the mat. And we're going to tuck the pelvis this time instead of tilting it. And we're going to lift the hips up off of the mat, pressing into the mat with your hands into a supported bridge. Very slowly with control, we're going to release back down to the mat. Imagine one vertebra making contact at a time, so take your time. And once you're back on your mat, You can straighten your legs, and we are going to come into our corpse pose for Shavasana. So if there's anything extra you like to add to your practice here to make it more comfortable, now would be the time to grab that. So if you like to get cozy and put on a sweater or a blanket under your head or your knees, now would be the time for that. The whole purpose of us going through all of those poses or asanas is for us to get to this stage, your Shavasana. And you're just looking for that peace, that quiet, where your body is able to surrender and you can find that quiet, the stillness. Take a cleansing breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Notice if you're holding tension or stress in any parts of your body, and try to just breathe into that space, inviting some peace and calm, relaxation. Relax your toes. Relax your feet. Relax your calves. Relax the thighs. Release the hips. And relax the core as you feel yourself growing heavier and heavier in the mat with every exhale. Relax the hands. Relax the arms. Relax the shoulders. Relax the neck. Press the tongue to the roof of the mouth as you release the jaw. and relax the muscles of the face. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, inviting gentle movements back into the body. And slowly make your way to lie on one side, cradling your head with your arm. At the beginning of each year, so many people like to set New Year's resolutions. And what we know is that every single day is a new start, a fresh beginning. We're going to stumble, we're going to fall. We're going to have twists and turns in our path that we never saw coming. How you respond to those things is what will make the difference. The things that we learn on our mat will eventually come off of the mat with you, and they will help you through all of those things. As we learn to control the breath, as we learn to quiet the mind, and as we become more present in each moment, not feeling guilty about the past or worrying about the future. Those things are out of our locus of control. What we can do is be present, be in that moment. And you will rise above. Think about the intention that you set at the very beginning of this practice. And acknowledge whatever journey you ended up taking. Maybe you stuck to that and you made progress towards that. Maybe you found yourself in a totally different spot. But know that you ended up where you were supposed to. And it's completely fine to reposition yourself and to recalibrate. Whenever you're ready, you can join me in a seated position. And we're going to press both palms together at the heart center. Let the chin sink to the chest. And we close our sessions with our mantra. If you don't want to participate, that's completely fine, but you either whisper it or just say it silently in your mind. Remind yourself, I am present. I am strong. I am loved. You make a difference, and I am so very grateful for each and every single one of you. Thank you for coming, and thank you for letting me be a part of this journey with you. Namaste.